So I decided that I wanted to repurpose this old black and white sheet because I had it and it was free, and then I went on the internet and looked for ideas for clothes that were black and white, and then I basically had to try and design something that was kind of similar but just a little bit different, so it didn't look like I was just stealing what was already available. Basic idea was that I was going to make this shirt, and then I wanted these little flappy bits here, and I wanted some buttons, and then I decided maybe I wanted the front to look a little bit different so it didn't look like every other shirt that existed, and then of course I wanted half of it to be black and half of it to be white. And then I hopped on over to Clo 3D. Basically you can make templates and things for clothing, and then you can actually translate them into real templates for clothing in real life, which is fantastic. So that's what I did. I went ahead and just made like a basic template for some clothes. I do this like literally every day as my job, but I usually do this for 3D generated characters for rendering, so it's a little bit different. Anyway, you can see that I was sort of having fun, and then I had to do the facing as well, which is like the one thing that I don't usually do in 3D rendering, so that was weird. But I did facing around the collar, and I also did button placards for the front. I almost forgot to do the one thing I wanted to do, which was to make the front a little bit different, and I really like this. I think it looks really cool. And then I just had to name everything, and I add in the seam allowances, and then I could print the pattern, and I could go ahead and actually make the pattern as well. So then there was more work on the ground where I was just cutting out the pattern pieces in a thick piece of calico just so that I could make a mock-up to see how everything would go. Oh, no, okay, sure. And then there's my cat, because why not?
Do not talk to me.
And then it was time for a cake break. So this is all the calico pattern pieces. And then there was more sewing on the ground, of course, and then I was finally finished with the mock-up, and then I tried the mock-up on and I was really happy with it. So here I am tracing and then cutting everything out of the two fabrics. But because the material was a sheet, it had no clear back and front, so a few times I accidentally switched the items around, but I think I got there in the end. But before we could do any more sewing, it was exercise time, and I had to work out my tiny little weak arm muscles.
Don't get lazy, I know we're just using 5 pounds, it's lightweight, but I want you to focus on the core. Press up, so you're really using those and up. Pull up your body weight into your hand.
And then it was cake time again.
Go away.
So at this point I realized that the material was just slightly too thin to do what I wanted it to do, so I decided that I was going to go back and recut all of the pattern pieces, but this time double them all up so they would double as thick as they were the first time around. So this time I went around and basted all the double pieces together so that they didn't move around, and then I sewed them. Here's a great close-up of my hand for you all. I also changed a little bit here because I wanted a little bit of contrast on the front. It should be worth noting that I don't really know how anything really goes together. I just kind of make it up as I go and hope that it works, and for the most part it works. Oh, wow, how did you get there? And here I am trying to decide where to put the buttons, and then I was done.
Sick top mother.